These are the core beliefs of the Indian Law Resource Center. For more than 30 years, the center has been a global force, challenging and building legal frameworks to enhance the lives of indigenous peoples.
The biggest challenges right now that are faced is of course, the laws of the United States government.
One of the major causes of the economic and social ills within Native communities is the unfair legal rules that apply only to Native peoples in the United States. Federal law concerning Indian and Alaska Native nations is unjust. We have taken on cases on behalf of the Timbisha Shoshone and the Mohawk nations and others with the goal of changing some of these laws. We also seek to strengthen sovereignty rights so that tribes can better protect their people. This is more critical now than ever.
1 in 3 Native women will be raped in her lifetime, and 3 out of 5 will be physically assaulted. Because of underreporting, we actually think these numbers are much, much higher.
Native women face the highest rates of sexual violence and physical assault of any group in the U.S.
Entonces, dentro de esto pasará pues la carretera, proyecto IRSA, lo que están haciendo de Perú a Brasil.
In Peru, an interoceanic highway threatens the existence of the Flor de Ucayali community. The project will run right through their village. The center is working to educate the World Bank and other global programs about the impact of development projects such as this, which have devastating effects. The projects not only affect the environment, but also human rights. The center's hallmark work is related to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Center staff have played a major role in the development of the declaration for more than 30 years.
We wanted to be sure, and we wanted to establish legal rules that would make it clear that indigenous peoples really do own their land. They really do have full and complete legal rights to those lands, that they have rights that can be protected in the courts, rights that are protected by definite rules of law that can't just be thrown out or ignored by courts or countries and their governments.
The declaration was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 2007. This was the first time in history that indigenous peoples' right to exist became legally recognized.
And as you know, in April, we announced that we were reviewing our position on the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. And today I can announce that the United States is lending its support to this declaration. But I want to be clear. What matters far more than words, what matters far more than any resolution or declaration, are actions to match those words.
It's a historic task. The opportunity that we have now hasn't existed before, but we have a task before us that may take a generation to complete. We can begin to correct the injustices in present law.
This is just a snapshot of the work coming out of both the Helena, Montana and Washington, D.C. offices. We at the Indian Law Resource Center are experts in Indian law, working to protect and preserve indigenous peoples and their communities. Our ultimate goal is to make positive contributions that will have lasting effects. Visit www.indianlaw.org.